Have you ever tried to control a Scorpio? Maybe you tried to tell them what to do. Maybe you tried to manipulate them. Or maybe you thought you understood them completely. But sooner or later, you discovered something shocking. Scorpios cannot be controlled, not by friends, not by partners, not by family, and definitely not by people who underestimate them. There is something about Scorpio energy that is naturally resistant to control. It's intense, independent, and deeply self-aware. And today, we're going to reveal 19 powerful reasons why no one can control a Scorpio. If you are a Scorpio, you might recognize yourself in these truths. And if you're dealing with a Scorpio, this video might finally help you understand them. Let's begin. Reason 1: Scorpio values power over everything. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of power, transformation, and deep psychological strength. Because of this influence, Scorpio is naturally connected to the concept of personal power. They don't like feeling weak. They don't like feeling dominated. And they definitely don't like feeling controlled. Even as children, many Scorpios show signs of strong independence. They want to make their own decisions. They want to choose their own path. And if someone tries to take that power away, Scorpio immediately feels it. To them, control feels like a threat to their identity. And once Scorpio senses that threat, their instincts activate. That's when their resistance begins. Reason 2: Scorpio sees through manipulation. One of Scorpio's most powerful traits is their psychological awareness. They are incredibly good at reading people. They notice small details that others miss. The tone of your voice, your body language, the hidden meaning behind your words. Because of this, Scorpio can often detect manipulation before it even fully happens. You might think you're being clever. But Scorpio is already 3 steps ahead. They know when someone is trying to influence them for selfish reasons. And the moment they realize it, their trust instantly disappears. From that point on, controlling them becomes nearly impossible. Reason 3: Scorpio is extremely emotionally strong. People often assume Scorpio is emotional in a weak way. But the truth is the opposite. Scorpio has one of the strongest emotional cores in the Zodiac. They have experienced deep feelings, intense struggles, and powerful transformations throughout their lives. Because of this emotional depth, they develop resilience. They learn how to survive difficult situations. They learn how to stand alone. And once someone learns how to stand alone, controlling them becomes extremely difficult. Scorpio doesn't depend on approval the way others might. Their strength comes from within. Reason 4: Scorpio hates being told what to do. There is one thing that immediately triggers Scorpio's resistance: being told what they must do. Scorpio respects honesty. They respect advice. But they do not respect commands. If someone approaches them with respect and understanding, Scorpio might listen. But if someone tries to dominate them, something inside Scorpio immediately pushes back. They may not argue openly, but internally, they will reject the control. And once Scorpio decides they will not follow someone's authority, their decision becomes extremely difficult to change. Reason 5: Scorpio protects their freedom. Freedom means something very different to Scorpio. For many people, freedom simply means doing what they want. But for Scorpio, freedom means something deeper. It means protecting their identity. It means protecting their emotional independence. And it means never allowing another person to dominate their spirit. If Scorpio feels their freedom is threatened, they instinctively begin to distance themselves. They become quieter, more observant, more strategic, and eventually, they will break away from whatever situation is trying to control them. Reason 6. Scorpio is naturally strategic. Scorpio is one of the most strategic thinkers in the zodiac. They rarely act impulsively. Instead, they observe, they analyze, they calculate. When someone tries to control Scorpio, they don't immediately react. They watch, they learn the person's intentions, and then they plan their response carefully. This strategic mindset makes Scorpio extremely difficult to manipulate, because by the time someone thinks they have control, Scorpio has already figured out how to escape it. Reason 7. Scorpio trusts their intuition. Scorpio possesses incredibly powerful intuition. Sometimes they can sense things without any logical explanation. They feel when something is wrong. They feel when someone is dishonest. They feel when someone is trying to control them. And Scorpio trusts that inner voice. Even if everyone around them says something is fine. If Scorpio's intuition says otherwise, they will listen to it. That deep inner guidance protects them from manipulation. And it helps them maintain control over their own lives. Reason 8. Scorpio has a rebellious inner nature. Despite their calm exterior, Scorpio has a rebellious core. They are not interested in blindly following rules or expectations. They question everything. They want to understand the truth behind authority. And if a rule or system doesn't make sense to them, Scorpio will challenge it. Not necessarily in a loud way, but in a quiet, powerful way. This inner rebellion makes them naturally resistant to control. Reason 9. Scorpio remembers everything. One thing many people underestimate about Scorpio is their memory. Scorpios rarely forget how someone treated them. They remember kindness, but they also remember betrayal. If someone tries to control them through manipulation or pressure, Scorpio will remember it. And once trust is broken, it is extremely difficult to rebuild. From that moment on, Scorpio becomes even more guarded, even more independent, and even harder to control. Reason 10. Scorpio is not afraid to walk away. One of the biggest reasons no one can control a Scorpio is simple. They are not afraid to walk away. Many people stay in situations where they feel controlled because they fear losing relationships, status, or security. But Scorpio thinks differently. If they feel trapped, manipulated, or dominated, they would rather leave than surrender their power. This is what makes them so difficult to control, because control only works when someone is afraid to lose something. Scorpio isn't. If a relationship becomes toxic, if a job becomes suffocating, if a friendship becomes manipulative, Scorpio will eventually detach. And once a Scorpio decides to leave, their decision is usually final. Their loyalty is deep, but their self-respect is deeper. Reason 11. Scorpio is constantly transforming. Scorpio is the zodiac sign of transformation. Their ruling planet Pluto represents rebirth, evolution, and inner change. Because of this, Scorpio is constantly growing. They learn from every experience, every betrayal, every challenge, every emotional battle. Instead of breaking them, these experiences make them stronger. This constant transformation makes Scorpio incredibly hard to control. Because even if someone thinks they understand a Scorpio today, tomorrow, that Scorpio might already be a stronger and wiser version of themselves. They evolve faster than people expect. And control cannot survive where growth is constant. So far, we've revealed 9 powerful reasons why controlling a Scorpio is nearly impossible. But, the most intense truths are still ahead. Because the deeper we go into Scorpio's nature, the more powerful their independence becomes. In the next part of this video, we'll reveal reasons 12 through 19, including the secret psychological trait that makes Scorpio one of the most unstoppable personalities in the zodiac. And trust me, Reason number 19 might completely change how you see Scorpio forever. If you are a Scorpio, comment below. No one controls a Scorpio. And if you're fascinated by Scorpio energy, make sure you subscribe to Cosmic Insight Daily for more powerful zodiac insights.